Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Lee. I am the Senior Director of Business Analytics here at Intellect. Today, I'm going to walk through a brief use case of how we've been using Databox, specifically to look at the leads that are generated over the course of a certain period of time and how those convert into deals, qualified to buy deals, proposals sent, and won deals at the end of the day. This is important to us because we know pretty intimately what our sales cycles look like. So instead of looking at how many leads or contacts were created in a given month and then looking at the same amount of deals closed in that same period, it's important for us to offset when we know the leads come in and they get qualified, have discovery calls, go through our buyer's journey, and then look at the deals that were ultimately closed in the current period based off of what had happened maybe 90 days ago or so with the leads that came in. So starting on the left side, the new leads that came in, I have this set with a calculated custom metric that will basically set on a rolling period. So for now, we're looking at what leads came in 90 days ago. And of those leads, how many deals were created, then of those deals which were qualified to buy and proposals having been sent, and ultimately how many deals we won. So this is giving us a full view of our buyer's cycle, our buying journey, and making sure that we are on pace with previous periods compared to how many leads came in and ultimately what was won or lost. So we know that when a new lead comes in, it usually takes between 60 and 90 days for that lead to ultimately convert into a deal, or at least a qualified deal where we're going to send a proposal and ultimately win the business. But we don't necessarily want to look at the leads that came in the same month as the deals having been closed in that month, because obviously those leads came in at least 90 days ago, sometimes if not more. So we use this to kind of keep a pulse on our sales velocity and making sure that we're keeping up to speed, both with the volume of leads coming in, but how we're also converting them through our sales pipeline. One thing HubSpot can't do is actually take the different date ranges for specific stages within this sort of funnel report, where you can define, in this example, new leads came in 90 days ago, deals that were created within the last 60, 65 days, because it usually will take at least 30 days for the lead to come in and then convert to a deal, and then qualified deals or proposals having been sent in the last 30 days, right? So now we're looking at the leads that came in a long time ago, ultimately when the deals created based on our historical sales velocities, and then the qualified deals much closer to the end result, which are closed won deals within, let's say, this month, this week, this quarter, however you want to set this up. And Databox is very flexible in allowing to shift those stages by using the custom metrics to change those calculations or optimize how we want to look at it as we keep analyzing this over time. What's really nice about what Databox can do here is on the right side is taking the same metrics, same calculations, but also being able to add in additional steps if we want to get more granular with maybe what had happened in between the leads being created. And of those leads, how many discovery calls did we end up having with our SDRs or account executives? How many people did we actually get engaged, right? Of those 805, we ended up getting 76 people on the phone. And I think that one is also calculated discovery calls that had happened at least 60 days ago or so, right? We're not just looking at discovery calls that happened in the current period, but of those which came in from the leads from 90 days ago. It's the same thing here with the deals being created. So again, this helps us look at our how quickly in the velocity that we have, both with our marketing engine, our sales and prospecting efforts, and ultimately how that translate into new revenues. I think the one thing to point out on here as well, if you notice at the bottom of the screen, you can filter your data on your dashboards very quickly. So a lot of times what we'll do is also break this down by the original lead source or traffic type, right? Was it paid search, organic search, contacts or leads created manually through efforts through maybe LinkedIn, Zoom Info, wherever we might procure that contact information, and then how those enter in the cycle. So we have this set up across multiple dashboards, especially to look at the underlying details of where our best leads are coming from and which are converting the fastest, and ultimately what the how big of the deals were. We noticed some of our lead sources yield smaller deal sizes versus some that might take a little bit longer, but ultimately generate more revenue for us. So It's really enhanced our ability to report compared to HubSpot, especially being able to link in more than one data source very easily, right, within Databox, whether it's Google Analytics, Google Sheets, anything like that. So that's Intellect's use case for Databox. Thank you all for your attention. Look forward to talking on the webinar.